Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Bri. Thank you so much for being here. And today I have a channeled message for you guys. I know I normally don't do channeled messages, but I'm feeling really called to start doing them as I'm starting to step away from tarot and starting to pass that on to other people and teach other people. I feel like I need to start talking to you guys more and telling you guys a little bit more what's going on. And it's a lot easier to do that outside of a tarot reading. But if you do love my tarot readings, and trust me, I love tarot, I love teaching tarot, all of my tarot readings are now going to be over in Rising community. I've been talking about this for months and months and months and months, but that is where the majority of my videos are. I do daily readings, I do live readings, I do weekly readings. So as I begin to transition, if you want to keep up with my tarot, you're going to want to be over there. So the link for that will be down below. But today I have a really important message for you guys, and it's so beautiful. So a lot of what's been going on is there's been a big awareness that the masculine energy has had, and this awareness has brought about a lot of really positive change for them, and it's made them realize, you know, where they maybe have been dropping the ball, where they maybe haven't been taking action, or where they haven't been really caring for the feminine. So now what the masculine is really doing, what the masculine's mission is to support the feminine and help to lift her up in all of her new ventures and everything that she has going on. Because what the masculine didn't realize in the past is that, you know, he didn't realize the fact that he was triggering the feminine. He didn't realize the fact that he was mirroring some of her worst fears back to her. And now that he has that realization, it's almost like he feels the responsibility to help to mend that with the feminine and help to, you know, get her back on track and, you know, give her the support and the encouragement that she needs. And likely because the masculine was the one to, you know, bring up these fears or bring up these triggers, he also knows best how to help her as well. So it's just about the feminine letting the masculine help her, which can be really difficult for a lot of feminines who are very used to helping themselves, ones who've been very, very independent for all of their life, who, you know, kind of ride solo dolo and just do their own thing. And a lot of the feminines, you know, that I work with happen to be fellow nurses like myself, you know, people who are really highly educated, who have no problem going out and doing what they need to do and providing for themselves and supporting themselves. You know, for me, I'm super, super independent. Literally, no one believes me. Well, they do, but no one believes me when I tell them that I literally backpacked across Southeast Asia by myself. People are like, oh my God, that's so scary. I can't believe you did that as a woman. Did you feel safe? And it's like, yeah, like I feel totally safe and independent in my own skin. And I feel like I can do anything myself. And my masculine definitely knows that about me. He definitely knows that I don't need him, but he also knows that I would love his help, you know, and it's been a journey for me to allow help. And that's a lot of what the feminines deal with, is they've been so independent, or they've had to go into masculine mode in order to survive, in order to achieve their goals, that it's really difficult to allow the masculine to help. So that is a lot of what the feminine is dealing with, is allowing the masculine to come in and help, and knowing that he's super capable to do that, and knowing that she can trust him to do that. And all it takes is for her to be vulnerable and for her to actually, you know, pass on some of that responsibility over to the masculine. And it takes a huge weight off your shoulders when you do that. It really, really does. a lot of the feminines and the masculines as well, but a lot of the feminines have been facing a lot of fears, and everyone's going to be confronted with fears, especially with this month that we have all of this action going on in Pisces right now, especially the new moon in Pisces that is happening today. A lot of fears are coming up to the surface for everyone, for you to deal with for good. And I'll share with you guys what my biggest fear that has come up. I feel like I kind of face these things a little bit sooner before they happen, and then I'm able to talk about it with you guys. But the biggest fear that came up for me is my fear of marriage. I am so afraid of marriage, and that's something that's coming up, you know, with my masculine eyes. You know, like we likely are going to go down that road. And I know for a lot of people, like, that's exciting. People love to talk about marriage, or would want to get married and dream about marriage, but I've never been that type of person. I've always been way more career-oriented, dream-oriented, like kind of more focused on myself. I've never been one to like dream about my wedding or dream about that lifestyle. And now that it's kind of coming forward for me, a lot of my fears are being brought up to the surface. I know, and people always tell me all the time, like, you're going to be such a wonderful wife, you're going to be such an awesome mom. But I have a lot of fears around that because, number one, I love my autonomy. I love my autonomy. I take so much pride in my autonomy. I take so much pride in my independence. And the fact that that can be, like, taken away from me, obviously it's replaced with something really wonderful and beautiful, like marriage and, you know, motherhood. But that is so scary to me because I feel like it's so possible that I can, like, lose myself of my sense of independence. And that's something that I've had to work through over the past couple of weeks, is realizing that if you have the right things set up in place and, you know, you have really good communication about that with your partner, then there's really nothing that you can't work out. And the fears that I have around, like, marriage and motherhood come from my, you know, upbringing and what I've seen. And especially if you live here in America, we're constantly bombarded with the statistics that 50% of marriages end in divorce. So it's like, why would you want to get married? Like, why even go down that route? But, you know, it's also important to understand that you don't have to follow that. You don't have to subscribe to that, you know, thinking that if you know that you're with a person who loves you unconditionally and you love them unconditionally, and you have, like, a really, really good, like, vision with each other and good plan, and you're also are taking responsibility for yourself and not placing all of your happiness or not having expectations on the relationship, and instead taking responsibility for yourself and your emotions and your actions, then, you know, that has been what's helped me to realize that, you know, there's no guarantees in this life. There's no guarantees that anything is going to happen. There's zero guarantee. Okay, it doesn't matter if you've got a ring on your finger, if you're married, if you have kids. People can still do stuff, right? People can have affairs, people can leave, or people can die, and that's the reality, right? So there's no guarantees. But if you do stuff with your heart, with the best intentions, if you're keeping up with yourself and, you know, taking responsibility for yourself and taking responsibility for your life, and also helping and being compassionate with, you know, your partner or your children, that's the best you can do, and you really can't do any more. And so that's really what's helped me to work through that fear. So moving forward, I feel a lot better about that. So definitely down below, let me know what your fear is. Do you have the same fear as me? Do you have a fear of marriage? Do you have a fear of abandonment? Do you have a fear of intimacy? What's your fear? Leave that down below. I'm really interested to see. Maybe that's something that I'll touch on in specific videos, but just know that, you know, the masculine energy, like, they are realizing that they've triggered your fear. They're maybe starting to understand why you have that fear and where it comes from, and that's helping them to be really compassionate and empathetic towards you. And with that compassion and empathy that they have towards you, now they want to help you. They want to help you to like overcome that fear, or, you know, they're just gonna be more conscious and aware of the fact that that's something that you deal with, and that, you know, maybe they have to take it slow and maybe they have to kind of like just ease you into that instead of like wanting everything all at once. So yeah, I hope that this message has helped you. I hope it's giving you guys lots of information. And yes, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, you know, as I start to have these changes happen within my life, you know, this channel is going to be changing, and the content's going to be changing as I evolve and as I grow, as I rise, as the channel is called Bri Rising, the content is going to change and it's going to rise. So I hope you guys will enjoy all the changes and you guys will enjoy everything that comes about. And my vision is that I will be able to have other readers come on to the channel, you know, to give you guys that tarot aspect. Or I've been thinking about starting like a separate channel, especially for the readers that I personally mentor and personally coach. So that's something that, you know, is in the works for me, but just know that the content on the channel is going to be evolving and it's going to be more helpful. I think tarot is wonderful. It's a great tool. And I think the best thing to do, honestly, is to either learn how to read for yourself or get a private reading. So if you're interested in either one of those, you know, get in contact with me while I'm still doing this work. You know, if you've always wanted to work with me or you want to learn tarot with me, now is the time to really start getting on board with that. Because like I said, my life is changing and things are evolving, and I'm not always going to be able to offer these services to you guys. So yeah, just keep that in mind. And if you want to stay connected with me, if you want to stay more up to date with me, Rising Community is where I'm focusing my energy. So that's where you're going to want to get in, stay in the loop with, like, if you like my by sign readings that I do by signs. So far, I think I've got Aries, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Scorpio out right now over in the community. So you'll want to check that out. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys all very soon. Bye.